Hi, today we are going to talk about Credit Memo and we are going to understand how we can create PDF files on automation from a Credit Memo database. As you can see, I've got a Credit Memo form created in Notion opened up in the background, wherein once the user fills in all the details in this particular form and they click on submit, the responses will go to the responses side of the database over here. I already have created two dummy submissions out of the particular form, and now I'm looking to create an automation system which can create PDF files whenever a new response comes up in the database. So for this, I will be using a tool known as PDF Output. This will help me create PDF files on automation from the Google document with the help of a Notion database. So we will require a Google document where we will be creating a credit memo template, and we will also be connecting the Notion database, that is this credit memo form database, which will help us create the PDFs. You can use it to create reports, invoices, contracts, certificates, or even quotations that you are generating on a day-to-day business for a use case. Let's click on create PDF and let's sign in over here. Once we sign in, then I will be able to show you how the automation will work. So once you log in, you will be able to see the screen where you need to add a Notion database to begin with. So we first need to add this database that we have over here. Then we will connecting the database to a Google document which we'll be adding. After that, we will be able to see all the properties of the database which we will add, so that we can copy paste the property onto the document on the left side, and then we will be able to create the PDFs on automation. So let me click on add Notion database so that I will be able to start adding the database at first. Once you click on add Notion database, make sure you select the correct account on the top and then click on select pages. And now let me copy the database title over here. So let me copy this title which I have, and I will put the database title inside the search pages, and it will search for the particular database in my entire workspace. Let me select this and my database is correctly added. So if you're looking to add a database, simply copy and paste the database title inside the search pages, but do not add the database by selecting these top level pages that you see over here. If you do that, your experience will not be smooth and the database may not be added correctly. So always enter the database inside the search pages to be able to add it. After this, if your credit memo form is connected to, let's say, two databases through relation properties. So let's say my credit memo form is connected with database A and database B, and both are relation properties. You also need to add database A and database B over here. Until and unless you add all the databases which are connected to the main database through relation properties, your PDF generated will not have any relation and roller properties. So make sure you're adding all the databases which are used, even if it's a relation properties, through the search pages field. Having considered all of this, let's click on allow access. And now I will gain access to the credit memo form. It takes a while to load the database, so kindly wait when it is loading the database, but it will definitely appear. As you can see, it is still not yet visible over here. So what I'll do is I'll click on reload databases once, so that it starts to reload the database for me. And as it reloads, I will be able to see the particular form appear over here. If you're still not yet able to see, simply click on the refresh button at the top. You will be able to see the database coming up soon. Let's click on credit memo form, and now I will be able to see all the properties of the database appear over here one below the other. So you can see these are the properties of the credit memo form which is visible over here. So whatever you have over here, everything is visible inside this mapping section. A key thing to note over here is that once the database is added, you will have these two additional columns created: generate PDF and PDF files. If any record is marked as ready to generate, the PDF file will be created for those specific records, and they will be saved right inside this PDF file column for your use case. So make sure you mark the records as ready to generate, whichever you want to convert as PDF files. So next up is adding a Google document. Let me click on add Google document. And if you already have a credit memo template available on your drive, you can click on existing document and you can choose any template that might be available on your drive. Okay. I do not have any such document available on my drive, so I will be instead creating a demo document. When I click on demo document, it will automatically create me a sample document for my use case, which I will be able to process for my rest of the steps. So you can see it has created me this demo document, which I can now use to generate the PDFs with automatic placeholder mappings. If you closely observe, it has created me all these placeholders. So we have all the fields inside double curly brackets automatically created. Okay, so all these fields are the fields which we already have on the database, and they are automatically created and mapped over here. As an example, we have the respondent field created inside double curly brackets, and if you see the database, we also have the respondent field available over here. So when the PDF will be created, the respondent field will be replaced with the values from the respondent column that we have, and so on for all the fields that you see inside double curly brackets will be replaced from the values of the database. If you want to manually add any properties, let's say I want to add this particular property onto the document, I will click on copy. I can go to the document and use Control V or Command V. Okay, so you can use the keyboard shortcut Control V or Command V. This will help you paste the property onto the document. So any property that you want to add, simply copy and paste it live onto the document. This makes it easy to copy paste the property, and you can directly edit the template live inside the document. Okay, my properties are already mapped, so I do not need to repeat that. And finally, I can define how the PDF file will be named. Okay, so I want to create the PDF file by the received by column that we have over here. So I will select received by, so all my files will be named as per that. So everything is set up. Let's click on download PDF, and now it will automatically start downloading the PDF files right inside this PDF file column. It will also download the PDFs onto the downloads folder, as well as it will save the PDF inside this PDF file column for my use case. So you can see the first file is already out. Let me click on this, and you can see all the fields are automatically mapped as per the entries that we have in the database. Okay, everything is automatically created over here. And let's open up the second file. So you can see the second file is also out, and the second file has also been created with all the mappings intact. So basically we created two different PDFs with all the mappings correctly done. Okay, so now what happens is, once you go to PDF output, you can click on setup Notion automation, and this will now automate the process of generating PDFs forever. This means you do not need to come back to PDF output ever again to create the PDF file. All you need to do is simply go to this form and click on submit. Once the response comes up over here, you can simply mark the records as ready to generate, and it will automatically create the PDF right inside the database. This makes it really easy and convenient to use, as you do not need to juggle between PDF output and the particular database to create the PDFs. All you need to do is simply mark the records as ready to generate, and the PDF will automatically get stored over here inside the PDF file column. So everything happens live inside the database, and that makes it really easy and convenient to use, rather than manually setting up all the automation inside PDF output. I hope this demonstration was clear and helpful to you. If you still have questions, use this chat bubble and send me a message with your queries through this chat window. I'll be able to assist you with any queries. Or else you can go to the home page, scroll down, and you will find this contact section, which you can use and send me a message with whatever queries you might be having. I'll be able to address the same and help you out. You even have an option to book a free demo session. So if you need an assistance of understanding the tool from start till the end, you can